tuned in to Cardinal Sin And, where I, Cardinal Sin, discuss important pop culture news, reviews, movies, genre fiction, comics, storytelling, and just about anything else with my fellow YouTubers. Get ready for informed conversation about what's going on, for as your humble host, I rely on my guests to provide the talking points, whether it's a panel or just me one-on-one with a friend. So get ready for Cardinal Sin And.
Greetings, followers. It is I, your host, Cardinal Sin, and welcome to Cardinal Sin and Friends number 27. And, of course, I will not be doing my show alone. Let's welcome the panel. And we have Ted, the old Star Wars nerd. How are you, sir?
Hey, doing okay. How are you doing today?
Good.
Didn't mean that to rhyme at all.
You're a poet. You don't know it. And we have Mr. Douglas Nelson. How are you, sir?
Hey.
Looks like Canadian Spider-Man is here.
Yes, hello. Glad to be here.
Glad you can make it. Thank you for being here.
I can't do another 12 hours today, just FYI.
Right. Somebody mentioned on Midnight Metal, mentioned, well, Cardinal Sid did a 12-hour stream the other day, and Robert Meyer Burnett was like, I have to be up to do, another stream in 4 hours. So, the Time Prophet, Hale, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
And sounding good, may I say.
Thank you.
And of course, last but hardly least, I can't talk today, hardly least, the inimitable Rod Thunderheart.
Yeah. How's it going?
How are you?
Oh, I'm real well. Very good. I'm actually, if everybody wasn't aware, I actually, had recently had hernia surgery, and then, I had a belly button that looked a lot like a stomach burster from Aliens. So luckily,
Nice.
Yeah, wow. luckily they managed to get it right back. So yes.
So the Stream Elements bot is here, but the tip jar is not. So if for any reason you should decide to tip me a buck or buy me a coffee, whatever, you can do so at paypal.me/GilBavel. It's 100% secure. I get none of your credit card information, anything like that.
Easy for you to
So feel free if you are able. And let's recognize some folks in the chat. We have Daryl the Derelict. Connor Fodder. We have Diablo Dame. Anti-Derivative Jill. Marks 47. Andy Masterson, who has a link. And let's just jump right in. Doug, I understand you have some bad news for us.
Yes, sadly. Breaking bad news. Alex Kurtzman has inked a new deal to produce a more god-awful Star Trek for CBS on their new streaming platform, PP, otherwise known as Paramount Plus, where he'll continue to desecrate the corpse of Star Trek after he destroyed it. And apparently it's not official, but it's been rumored that the amount they're paying him is $150 million. So, but
for fuck's
if anyone
sake.
was the king of failing upward, it's Alex Kurtzman.
Wow.
Didn't his Clarice show get canceled
Yeah,
within the first season?
Yeah, it was dead on arrival. The only possibility is he's got some great blackmail material.
He must. He must be extorting the hell out of somebody.
Yeah. It's an amazing thing. I mean, just how bad of production. His best thing, I guess, was the Hawaii Five-0 reboot they did, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. Everything since has just been bodies everywhere,
violence and murder, and the Star Trek that we like.
Yeah, just completely desecrated. So, if there was any hope, it was rumors always on about he's got, because the logical sense is this guy. If you're going to fire somebody, it would be him after such a terrible performance. And then Strange New Worlds, that's the series they're going to revamp Star Trek and all that. And no, it is not to be. There was some amount of hope because they'd hired, what's her name, Emma Watts, I believe. And she actually said, we need to get Star Trek back on track. But apparently that's just involving the movies. And so once again, Star Trek 4 is back on after being scrapped so many times. But this time it's going to happen, sure. And but it's still a bad robot production, which Kurtzman comes from. So there's really no hope there either.
Good.
So, and I don't understand how that even happened either. They must have found a sugar daddy somewhere because they were hurting for cash. And now,
is that with Chris Pine and all them, or what?
Yeah, that's apparently
and Chris Hemsworth allegedly.
Yeah, that whole but the time travel story about him meeting his dad and all that. I guess they're going to go back to that.
Damn, I was hoping for Tarantino's Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Actually, that would have been very good. I think that they were gonna do like a piece of the action movie.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It's kind of dumb.
I don't want to see any more rehashes of stuff either, but it's all they can do. I mean, it's like with Kurtzman, that's all he did was rip off some idea. Like Picard was a rip off of stories that Next Generation had done in one episode and did it brilliantly as far as, Data's daughter and all that type of stuff. And then the whole, that's the other story.
I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Did you draw
That's
that?
hysterical.
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Thank you for that wonderful artwork, sir.
No, you're welcome.
That's great.
So, yeah, that's
yes,
the other.
Please continue.
Yeah, Star Trek, for all intents and purposes, is dead. It could be revived later, but I'm 51 years old. So by the time someone comes up with a good Star Trek movie or TV series, preferably a TV series, I'll be deep in dementia or dead. So
in the old folks' home, going,
being wrong.
Wrong theme song.
Yeah.
Lost in Space?
Yeah. And no, I don't think there'll be any opportunities to put my upload my brain into an android body to live on as an old man.
We still got Kirk, haven't we?
Yeah, well, so it's dead. So it's sad and unfortunate, but that is the way it is, and it's still the only real question is why. Because the only thing I can come up with is he has blackmail material. I mean, with Kathleen Kennedy, I guess she would be the queen of failing upward, but she has that long background. That obviously probably she doesn't really deserve, but nevertheless she has it.
I understand she makes great coffee.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Douglas,
well she's got that, but Kurtzman doesn't. So how does he do that? So
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I may. In all seriousness, all kidding aside, what more damage could Kurtzman possibly do to start?
Oh God!
no.
Do not answer that.
No.
Do not.
I do have an answer for that because there were rumors they want to reboot Kirk. So
And he'll be bi.
he's going to be bisexual. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll have that.
At least.
Yeah.
And Spock will lose his pointy ears.
Never mind that he played a woman in the original series.
Yeah, but they don't like that one.
Yeah.
He played several women in the original
Well,
series.
yeah,
He played them like musical instruments, I believe.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
He was inhabited by a woman and acted like a woman.
Well, they switched bodies and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, let's continue to say hello to folks in the chat. Diablo Dame says, I think I heard Doomcock's head explode earlier.
Oh, I'm sure.
Anti-derivative Jill says, I hope Doomcock was wearing his helmet when that happened.
Yeah.
Andy Masterson said, Epstein sent the pics to Kurtzman.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anti-derivative Jill makes a good point. I suppose good entertainment just isn't allowed or cared about any longer. We need to look elsewhere for good things.
Yeah,
Like in the past.
primarily. Yeah.
Hail to Echo Base.
Star Trek was never really about the movies. The stories of Star Trek were best told on TV. Hallelujah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Raquel and Clobby.
Kurtzman
Yeah.
can't even make Earl Grey right. He took out the caffeine. And, of course, Edge of Time says, release Harvey.
Yeah.
The Harvey apocalypse.
Push the button.
Push the button. Now I sound more like Mo than Harvey.
Mo-
I push the button.
I seriously hope Doomcock has a lot of aspirin for tonight's show.
Oh
Oh my
boy.
God.
And hard alcohol. I'm drinking. As soon as I heard this news, I hope you guys are too. Cause it's the
Yeah,
only
we
way
should
we
be
can get
day
through.
drinking for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a good excuse.
Good.
Hail
No, no.
Galgo 13.
Go.
Hey.
Hey, go.
Go, Brendan.
Doesn't have his PC back up and running yet, but he's here and can listen in, so that's good.
Okay. So,
Whew,
yeah.
man.
Well, sorry to ruin
This
the
is-
whole day.
This is heavy
don't
news,
understand.
Doug. I mean,
Like, what
what
would
the
he have
fuck,
needed
man?
to- What would he have
Actually,
needed
it's good
to
news.
Not get his contract renewed.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with Earth's gravitational pull?
It's good news. I got more time to watch other stuff.
Have the pole flipped entirely? You know, my personal headcanon is that all of the stuff after 2005 is just in a mirror universe, and we don't have to deal with it. It's just, you know, I don't understand how STD, STP, Lower Decks, you know, all this other stuff
Stop swearing.
can keep, you know, getting made season after season, and you know the numbers that we've seen have proved that they're just, you know, they're losing to reruns of Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
And I mean, look, Star Trek is a franchise that used to have merchandise, and that's where you, even when they don't release their actual numbers of subscribers and what have you, the evidence is right there. There's nothing; it's all gone. And that's the main moneymaker there. That's what brings in the extra. Yeah, it's gone. Spot.
It's all
Where did it
gone.
go? You know, and it's. And so that's the big money maker for that. You know, it goes all the way back to Star Wars, taught that lesson, and now there's none of it. So it's like, why do they keep doing it? And it's like, oh, this time we'll get it, but it's the same guy,
yeah.
Andy
So, yeah, the Epstein
Masterson
joke may be
describes
true.
it
I
this
don't
way. It's like a circumcision with a rusty knife.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
And Marks 47 says, Andy Masterson, you're the strike force leader to die down Doomcock. Gear up. And he says, I'll bring the happy pills if we can get them past his helmet. And welcome, Ivan Ivanovich.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad you can make it. Have you heard the news?
No, I was going to ask. I have not heard whatever the big awful news is.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Doug?
Well, I'm sorry to impart this upon you, but Alex Kurtzman of Star Trek dysentery fame has been re-signed to another 6 years to continue to, desecrate the corpse of Star Trek.
And how many
Well,
millions is he
that's
getting
pretty
paid?
amazing. Who does he have pictures of?
Exactly. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess all the executives at CBS certainly. So, yeah, that's the only explanation.
$150 million.
Yes.
He must
Which,
give
you
the
know,
best blowjobs.
Compared to the
That guy
JJ
must,
contract is kind of chicken
guessing-
feed, but still,
Yeah.
I'd love to have a tenth of that.
I'm guessing Kurtzman can suck the chrome off of a trailer hedge.
Something
I
like
guess.
that. Yeah. They must be really good at it.
They don't even pay goalies that much.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can I have 150
Literally.
the
million
worst
to ruin
goalie
a
is worth
franchise?
more than Kurtzman. So
But I don't know where
Yeah.
they got the money, though, because, I mean,
Robert Meyer Burnett says that all the time. You know, just I'll be a shill for Star Trek. Just cut me in, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
hire me. I couldn't possibly do worse.
Yeah.
No. Just pick somebody off the street could do a better Star Trek show.
But I mean, it really reinforces that they're purposely hiring people who don't like the show.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Doomcock says it's Star Trek by people that don't understand Star Trek for people who don't like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, something like that. And it's exactly.
And he's actually right.
They keep,
Yeah.
they
I'm
keep
sure that-
stamping the name Star Trek on things that have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that
yet at this point, their only purpose can be to vandalize.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure that new Star Trek show will give me strange new hurls.
I'm immune because
Very
I won't
good,
watch,
sir.
right?
Very
I mean,
good.
How
but I'm
many-
looking
Very
forward to the
clever.
Doomcock reviews because those things are a laugh a minute.
Yeah. It's
I don't know if he can get through it, though. That's pretty
it's gonna be a
painful.
rough night tonight for sure.
How many voodoo dolls can Andy Masterson make up for?
Yeah, get on it, Andy. You've got plenty to make now. He's going to have a whole line. You know,
I'll pay
that'll be the only
$100 for one.
merchandise they can sell.
Well, maybe they inked this contract with him because they knew they were going to go bankrupt.
The check will bounce.
Well,
And then
it
they'll
could
try
be
to
a
be out of the
tax
contract.
write-off, I suppose.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's just somebody to blame, isn't it? Really?
Well,
They can pay me to take
yes.
the blame.
It's
that
the
kind of
guy
money and I will
that
take the
fucked
blame.
it up that we're blaming.
Oh, God.
So it's a pity party here at Cardinal Sin And Friends.
Yeah, it's a wake.
Well, I mean,
Drink them
it's
if
not.
you got
Another one.
I mean,
Oh, yes.
they're just desecrating the corpse,
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
another
already
way.
dead.
Yeah,
and you knew they would, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's taking over Doctor Who next.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
God,
that's
already
the
done it.
interesting thing when it comes to who's worse between Chibnall and Chibnall and Kurtzman. I always said it was Chibnall because Kurtzman never gave a crap about Star Trek. He doesn't understand it, doesn't know it, doesn't care. It's just another franchise to exploit. But for Chibnall, he actually knew better because he's documented.
He was
wasn't-
allegedly a fan.
yeah, at one time.
The problem is, it's not Chibnall, it's the BBC agenda. He's
Yeah,
following
it-
the agenda
yeah.
to the letter.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So it
No,
wouldn't
the
matter.
BBC
And
But-
that's the point too. Even if Kurtzman was sent walking, the odds that they would bring someone in who actually cared. In
We
the
know
current
for
era,
a fact
I
that
don't
both
think so.
Jodie Whittaker and Christian Mull are leaving after next year. So
Yeah, too little, too late.
that's right. That's right. But
It's going to be replaced with a furry.
I wish I could
Don't
find the
give them
article.
ideas.
A furry would be an
Oh,
upgrade
God.
anyway.
I can't wait. I can't wait. That'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, replace her with what is it? Crystal Fox. Yeah,
What's Crystal Fox?
it's a video game character, and there is a lot of very suggestive furry art based on her.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, there you go. There.
You have my
It
attention.
would at least be
At
interesting.
this
and she's not
point-
white; she's blue. So she
You
needs
might
to
as well
Nigeria.
make the Doctor an animal, right?
Yeah. Well, really.
I mean,
So-
get really
Animals need
diverse.
representation too.
That's
right.
I only this week discovered Pluto TV because
Yeah.
I really anything with the letters TV after it, I tend to avoid. Really.
Yeah, with good
and
reason.
but I discovered that, and they have a classic Who channel.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what's gratifying to me is how well the old 70s and 80s episodes of Doctor Who hold up, as long as Ace isn't in them.
Ace is good. I like it.
No, really.
I didn't have a
You can tell by
problem
the
with
writing.
Ace.
You can
I
tell
thought
by
Sophie
writing
Aldred
that Ace
was
the
pretty
beginning of
good.
the woke rankery at BBC.
She beat up a Dalek.
She uh,
and then she falls in love with a hero of the Soviet Union, and they spend an entire episode making out that the Soviet cause is great. Fuck them.
and coming from Ivan Ivanovich, this is bad. This is a bad thing.
Yeah. Well,
I liked her character arc. I thought she started out kind of cool, if a little late. As a punk rocker, she could take care of herself, almost in the same vein as Leela with the Janus thorns and all that.
Yeah.
All of that's
And
fine. with me.
I liked how she called the Doctor Professor and all, and and also as she got older and did Big Finish stuff and posed for pictures and things like that, I grew to like her a lot more. I mean, not naughty pictures, just sort of smiling with
Yeah,
a
she's a little
jacket
chunky
over
for
her
me, so-
shoulder or whatever.
I think she lives on Gallifrey in the book, didn't she? Lives
She
on Gallifrey.
aged better
She's the
than
writer.
some of the other assistants.
I'll have to try to find it. I had an article from a couple of years ago where a gentleman was talking about what's really going on inside the BBC, and his claim was, and it really bears up well, that for more than 20 years they have had a policy, not a written one, but a spoken policy, that they only hire Marxists.
Wow.
And it shows.
How's that working out?
Oh yeah, it's great, isn't it? That'll increase
Marxists
profits.
and everything. So here we are.
Doug, I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
for a Kurtzman, getting another 6-year cartoon, and also a Doctor Who under the Marxist regime cartoon.
Yeah. Paint the TARDIS with a hammer and sickle, and something like that. Yeah.
Can you imagine how offensive that would have been, like in the 80s?
Well, that's just it. This episode with Ace in it, right, has to be from the 80s, right?
It is.
Yeah, it was.
Right. So, and there they are. The hero of it is this very committed Soviet, and she falls in love with him too. And thinks he's a great guy, and it was just gross, really, just gross.
Isn't that Paradise Towers? Is it that one?
No, that's not Paradise Towers because that one has Mel in it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll look it up what the name of it was.
I think I know the episode you're on about, but I can't remember.
Yeah, you do, Andy.
I think it was an allegory on Margaret Thatcher, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Anti-derivative
Because that kind of
Jill.
strong woman you're not allowed to like. Yeah,
I
know.
think CBS thinks they're riding some sort of gravy train, but they don't realize that the train car is actually just full of diarrheic vomit.
Yeah, something very odd.
I love the way anti-derivative Jill knows how to string together a sentence. That's
Curse
wonderful.
of Fenric. That's the name of that.
Curse of Fenric.
Curse of Fenric. All right.
Isn't that Adric's last episode?
No, his was Earthshock.
Curse of Fenric is season 1.
Sylvester McCoy.
Earthshock?
Sylvester McCoy.
You're thinking of Earthshock. Now, this is season 26, so 1989.
Yeah, right at the end.
So the Cold War is still going on, and they're writing this garbage at the BBC.
It's time for another 18-year hiatus at Doctor Who, if you ask me.
I don't have long enough fingers to express to them how I feel about that.
I think I'll be long dead then.
Well, since they're British, I'd be using 2 fingers, but still. Yeah.
Can I ask the Time Prophet a question?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Time Prophet. You're English, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah. So, what, in your opinion, caused the shift in the BBC's attitude as a corporation? I mean, they used to be,
I could answer that for you. It's their diversity initiative mandate.
But what caused that? Was there a social change or a political change or an economic change? I mean, and did it happen suddenly?
The BBC is supposed to be unbiased. We pay for the BBC. So basically, they're not supposed to be left or right. But for years now, they've been going strongly left. Everything left. They were against Brexit. They were against everything. So basically, the BBC have been hiring people who just are on the left, and they've been getting rid of people who are on the right.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, you'll never, on the BBC, you'll never see a right of center opinion expressed unless there are at least 3 leftists to shout that person down.
Yes, right. I agree.
So, Yvonne, how many leftists does it take to screw in a light bulb?
None. They just blame Reagan.
Reagan was a good actor.
Right into that one, didn't I?
I like Reagan in westerns.
Another thing that you'll find about Reagan, if you look, is I suggest checking out any of the 50s game shows where Ronald Reagan was either a guest or a panelist. And what you discover is in the 50s, everybody in show business loved the guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They just adored him.
And everyone loved his wife, who at the time was called, quote, the blowjob queen of Hollywood, close quote. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
I'm not surprised. Hollywood's a dirty place.
That's
Jane
lovely.
Wyman.
It's funny you should say that, because I put Reagan in my Grangy video and nobody recognized him. I just put it in as an Easter egg, and I thought the Americans are bound to recognize Reagan, and nobody recognized him at all. He was in one of his westerns.
Wow.
But he still looks the same. I mean,
Well, maybe. Well, was he like young or old? If
He was young.
old,
Well,
probably people.
he sort of looked exactly the same for the last 75 years of his life.
You can see this one on Tubi TV. It's called Cavalry Charge. And it's a Reagan
pass.
film.
oh, I thought that was a porno.
Did everybody know that James Garner actually hated Reagan at one? Not at one time.
Good for him.
Yeah, he was quoted as saying that because what he said. See, because Ronald Reagan used to be the head of ACTRA, and according to James Garner, he said that Reagan wasn't really he was not a politician. He was just a robot. Well, as in he would just regurgitate what he was told, you know. And honestly, I look back and like that. Of course, he did exactly what all the rich upper class wanted him to do.
So
you know,
he is a
and like
politician.
which. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Now,
He got into politics.
I realize that this is the intersection of pop culture and politics, but I do ask that we refrain from 2 subjects. Everything else is fine. Religion and politics.
Sure.
So
I would also encourage you to check into what certain other actors had to say about Reagan, who, for instance, a subsequent president of SAG, and that would be Bruce Boxleitner.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Also,
I know. Yeah,
also
I
a
know what you're talking about.
contemporary oh God, I know his name. Jerry Doyle.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It'll be a different opinion from what you just expressed.
Good actors, both, but perhaps
Jerry Doyle told a hilarious story about Andreas Katsoulis.
Oh yeah,
what was that? I love the story. Okay, so Jerry, remember, was Air Force pilot, and then he was a stockbroker on Wall Street, and he made his bucks that way before he got into acting.
Right.
So he got the job, and he went out to Hollywood. He didn't have a place to live, and Andreas Katsoulis said, "Well, I have a pretty big house. You can move in with me." And so Jerry took him up on the offer, and when he got there, he found the house almost completely empty, very little furniture, and the kitchen was completely
repeat, the kitchen was completely what?
Bare. There wasn't a scrap of food in the house. So what Jerry did is he went down to the nearest supermarket, which was a Ralph's, and he bought about $500 worth of groceries and stocked the kitchen up. And then he went off to do something, and when he came back home, he found Andreas. And Andreas, well, no, wait. It was first, Andreas said to him, "Hey, where did you get all these groceries?" And he goes, "Well, I got them at Ralph's." And he goes, "Oh, did you keep the receipt?" And he goes, "No, why?" And Andreas says, "Well, I mean, if you buy more than $200 worth of groceries, you get a free turkey." And it's like, "Oh, well, don't worry about it." So then
I thought you were going to say he was selling his house.
No. So Jerry goes and does something, comes back, and he finds Andreas on the floor sorting through a pile of trash. He has every trash can in the house emptied, and he's sifting through it, trying to find this receipt.
Wow. That's nutty.
And you see, to Jerry, $500 worth of groceries wasn't a big deal at all. Right?
Yeah.
Because he had money.
Yeah.
Well, that explains Hollywood, doesn't it?
It does.
I don't know.
That's Hollywood in a nutshell, actually.
Now Kurtzman makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
No matter what, no matter how much money they have, they still want free turkey. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I walked away with
give
a
the
free
floor to
hotel.
Doug. Please subscribe to Douglas Nelson, better known as Mr. Nail Sin, at the URL on the screen. Doug, can you plug whatever you can plug?
Yes, the main the channel is called Douglas Nelson. I wasn't thinking clearly at the time, but Nelson Ratings is the main show there, where of course I review movie and film and TV and all that.
And it's hysterically funny.
Well, thank you. And my own stuff is added in. I do audio plays and parodies of Batman and Superman and stuff like that. And it's all on there. Plus, I have my own podcast over at radiomisfits.com called The Mr. Nelson Show, where quite a bit of subject matter is discussed and mocked and so forth. So there's all that good stuff there.
Well, now you get another 6 years of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Oh boy, won't that be fun?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You know what they say? Bad times are good for comedians.
Yeah.
I think it might be funny one time to sort of describe what it looked like when somebody barfed on the floor, but having to do it for 6 years, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's like a level of hell. Because I don't
what,
even know I'm
make-
going to bother with the next season of
Good
Doctor
analogy.
This will
Who.
make like 11 years.
It's a really good
Yeah.
analogy.
Oh, Christ's sake.
So anyway,
Please,
before
global warming, take the planet
I
before
know,
that.
kill everything.
Something, you know.
Before this terrible news happened, of course, there was the Disney lawsuit that Scarlett Johansson has issued. And it's
on.
so
I was going to say gifted on them.
yeah, I'm on her side, but there's a lot of weaknesses to the case overall. But still, it all comes down to they claim that they did provide some compensation for her out of the streaming deal, which to the letter is a bit of the breach of contract. It seems like they must have had some conversations behind the scenes about what to do with it, because she cites the example
you know
of
they did.
yeah. And they told her, it showed her the door. So she cites the example of Warner Brothers with the Wonder Woman movie, and they paid them out. So for whatever reason,
Captain Marvel. I think is the one that was
no. I mean Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins.
Oh, how they paid out Gal Gadot and Patty
Gal Gadot
Jenkins
had to be
$10
paid
million.
off. Yeah, because it breached the deal. So for whatever reason, they couldn't do this, and didn't. I mean, is Disney short of cash? I don't know. And so that's how they played it. And so that's the one stickler there. But all the other things she cites about the other profits that the other movies made, and but Black Widow wasn't going to make those, and
but they should have,
they should have made a deal of some
good
sort. I mean,
yeah,
and it's interesting because there's rumors of other like Emily Blunt and Emma Stone are considering the same thing because they're kind of the same deal happened with them. So that that could really be there's blood in the water, and they're coming to get their piece,
So
that happens.
here's my question to the rest of the panel. Doug, you go whenever you need to go. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's getting late.
You're always a delight, and welcome back any and every Sunday that you can make it. But here's my question, and I want you guys to think about this really seriously. What are the chances that this entire thing was cooked up on purpose between Disney and ScarJo?
Jeez.
I know it's a bit of a conspiratorial bent, but if you think about it for a minute, it made the trades. It's free publicity. Maybe more people will go see it in the theaters. Maybe more people will go see it on Disney Plus. And of course, everyone knows they're going to settle out of court way before it gets there. So, given that Kevin Feige had to have discussions, and tell Scarlett Johansson, do whatever you got to do, etc., the two Bobs, whatever. Isn't there a significant chance, at least, a possibility, that this was like, they approached her and said, we're going to fuck you, but it's not real. We're just going to have you sue us, and then it's going to be a really high-profile thing, and everyone's going to make money and make it rain.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
they certainly do manipulate people. They're big on that, but I don't know. This is a bit of a stretch. I'm not entirely certain how this would pay off with them. I don't think it's going to draw in more viewers.
I'd have to agree.
And I think ultimately you're right about the settlement is the only outcome that can go. And that's Scarlett's best chance here is that she embarrasses them enough to where they settle. And if there's more coming.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Sometimes there is. I don't know. I understand, but I don't know how that increases viewers or subscriptions for Black Widow and that sort of thing. I'm not really seeing that. That it just just people think about D+ suddenly when they didn't yesterday. I don't know, but yeah, I don't put it past them to try to pull some crazy scam.
If
that's all they ever
knew
do.
in advance that it was a crappy movie and nobody was going to go see it, maybe they decided, hey, let's make this lawsuit a big deal and sort of sweep the bad reviews and ratings under the rug. And then we'll have this thing to hold up and make,
they probably should have done that at the outset.
the whole news cycle.
Here's where I think your idea has legs. Hollywood for a long time has been engaged in a combination of Machiavellian ethics and really bad judgment. And this theory that you have fits that model pretty well. So, for instance, going around attacking your customers in order to create a buzz, in order to get more customers, is exactly what they have been doing now for the last, at least a decade. And your theory fits in with that same mindset.
Because
I don't know where in the world anybody got the idea attacking your customers was a way to gin up customers. But that's exactly what Hollywood believes today.
Yeah, and honestly, Cardinal, I mean, I'd have to say too. I mean, like, anyone who said there's no bad publicity did not see the Twitter mob with pitchforks and flaming torches.
Torches, yeah.
That's another grand mystery about the power of Twitterverse.
Yeah,
Bizarre, but yet
yeah.
they worship at it. It's like the altar to them and all that. So I don't know. Maybe Cardinal, you got it right. I know because it's crazy enough for them to fit in. Like
it just might work.
So,
yeah.
Well, here's what I think about the Twitter mob. Is that I think for the most part the Twitter mob is an expression of what the money men who are behind all of this actually think. And they don't want it attached to their own names because they want to pretty much stay in the money men pretty much stay in the dark, and they want to continue to do that.
Agreed.
And so they need a way to communicate out to the general public and to these studio execs without being on the record as having done so. Here's what we want. There's a very high proportion of blue checks that are bot accounts. They are not genuine accounts.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to ask yourself the question, especially with Twitter claiming not to want bots on locking my account.
Made up nothing but
I was
bots.
supposedly botting, which is nonsense.
Yeah.
But a very high proportion of blue checks are bots. They're there as an influence operation on someone's behalf. I don't know exactly whose, but they don't really represent the genuine opinions of the populace. They represent the genuine opinions of people who have enough money to pay off Twitter to allow them to run these bot accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are these bots for hire?
Yeah, I know. As I go, okay, I gotta go. I enjoyed the time I was here, and I apologize for leaving and for the terrible bad news that I brought to this show.
Well, someone had to do it.
I know, it was tough, but yeah. So 6 years of misery. That's all we can do.
Somebody broke a mirror.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've got more time. I've got more time to do good things, like watch The Bionic Woman.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Have a good one.
Well, thanks,
Have a good
Doug.
one.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see you next week, man. Until then, have a good one.
Okay. You too. Bye bye.
Catch you later, man.
Okay. So, let's see here. Hail Captain Trek and live at the Love Shack, and Anti-Derivative Jill says, awesome. Hope that title comes with an invisible jet.
And a rope.
And a rope, yeah.
Is it a title?
For Alex Kurtzman. I think. Anyway.
No, for Wonder Woman.
Did they talk about Wonder Woman?
Well, no, but live at the Love Shack in the chat said hail to Anti-Derivative Jill and referred to her as the future Wonder Woman.
Oh, I see. Okay. All I saw was, oh, God, Canadian Spider-Man is naked in the panel.
I'm wearing a kick-ass shirt. It says it's Spock, and it says trek yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah. There you go.
That's great. Where did you get that?
I got it on Wish, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got it on Wish. Yeah, it's a kick-ass shirt, and in commemoration of the sad news today, I thought I'd wear this.
Well done, sir. Well done. It's bad news indeed.
Star Trek.
Hey, what kind of beer is that?
Kootenai. It's cold. Cold beer is what it is, yeah. And it's not strong enough. I'm going to be switching to the hard stuff here for Doomcock.
Hey, how's the smoke up there today?
Ooh, good news. Rod, you have some rain on your way. We got pretty heavy downpour this morning. And no thunder. There was no thunder. I didn't hear a damn thing.
So did that disperse the smoke?
No, we're going to
put out the fire.
We're going to need Noah's Ark levels of rain
because dude, I'm getting some of your smoke down here. It's gotten a lot hazier in the last couple of days.
Where's all the smoke coming from?
If it's my smoke.
Where's
the BC fires. there's
So
BC
we're like
fires,
all
wildfires
hazed
all
and
over.
confused, dude.
Yeah, we have. Well, there's always that smoke over. There's always a haze over BC, but there's
Right.
300 some odd forest fires right now.
I think it's amazing that the entire country of Canada legalized weed. That's just awesome.
Well, we do everything in one go. I studied
Here it
politics
is.
a little bit, and our system is set up a little bit different than the U.S. In the U.S., the states have quite a bit of power, aside from the federal government. In Canada, the provinces have less power. They sort of have to follow along what the federal government says, unless it's Quebec. Quebec is an exception.
Right. Yeah. Well, always.
And frankly, it
Hail
was legal anyway.
El Deadite 797. Welcome.
Yeah.
I think the police were just tired of dealing with minor possession charges, and they had. We have less money than the states, so we have to spend our money, our policing dollars, more effectively, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
We can't even call the police in England.
if Canada copied the American model where the more prisoners you have in prison, you get paid per prisoner. So
Yeah.
that's ludicrous, but that's the way it works here.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
By the way, Canadian Spider-Man, I wanted to bring this up, and Cara, I thought you might find this interesting, but apparently, Canadian Spider-Man, and I know like Quebec has always been whining up and down about like, oh, we want independence, oh, we want to be a separate country and all that, right? Yeah, well, believe it or not, in the mid '90s, the Alberta Premier, who by the way just Ralph Klein. And
Yes,
I forget who the
Everyone
BC
knows
guy,
Ralph Klein.
King Ralph. Yeah, and his Bloody Ralph books. Bought everybody's books. BC, Alberta, I believe the Yukon, possibly even Alaska, discussed with Washington, Idaho, and Oregon and California about all seceding from both of their respective countries and creating a new country. They suggested the name of Cascadia, and
I've heard that.
yeah, and I've gotten.
I didn't remember that, but I did remember in the '90s Quebec wanted to secede.
Yeah,
and I guess
really
they have ever since.
They're always seceding away from everything. Sadly.
Quebec were the original SJWs, really, when you think about it, Rod.
Were they?
Don't they fit the profile?
They do, to be honest. They're old, they're conservative, and they're just, and yeah. But anyway, like I was saying, like the combined economic power of California, because California, the state of California alone, the population is equivalent
largest
to
economy in the world.
What?
Yeah, and it's also the their population is equivalent to the entire population of Canada.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
you
know
combine,
that.
Yep, 40 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and but like again, combine all those countries, all those provinces and states together. Also, think about this: you're basically cutting North America in half. And again, imagine the economic power that would have with with the wood industry up in BC, Plus, the other thing is the trucking industry would be able to go probably all the way up to Alaska, free reign, from California. That's just an interesting concept, something that I've held onto a magazine that detailed that, and I was just really floored that for a while, the Western premiers seriously considered it.
Man, let's get Tijuana in on the act too. I mean, we need some warmer.
I'll tell you what, it'll make one hell of a soccer league.
Yeah.
Yep.
You mean football?
hockey league.
Yes, sorry, football.
Association football. Yeah.
We don't call it soccer in Britain. We call it football.
football. Yeah.
Football.
It's what you do with your feet and not your hands.
Yep. No, that's true.
I put it in a much larger category. I call unwatchable football.
I call all football unwatchable.
Well, that's
Yes.
my category for American football and association football together, is what I call unwatchable football.
Isn't American football rugby with padding?
I don't care about American football. I used to,
I don't either.
but I just don't. They can all go move to China or some other country they like. I don't care.
Phantom Boomer, I can't talk today, says Eastern Washington and several counties in Oregon want to merge with Idaho. The state of Jefferson movement is still a thing. Merges Southern Oregon and actual Northern California.
Wow. Interesting.
And live at the Love Shack, you do now. So there you go. Everyone wants to secede. I hope they succeed.
We let America succeed.
We live in interesting times, right?
We do. And as much as that's a Chinese curse,
appropriately.
I think if everyone that wanted to secede actually did, Catalonia, is that how you pronounce it? Where they speak Catalan in Spain?
In Spain, yeah.
Yeah. And everybody, I think they would find pretty quickly the same sort of thing that's been happening to the UK with Brexit. Huge import fees and tariffs, and it just really didn't work out the way people thought it was. Live at the Love Shack, ladies and gentlemen.
Hell, welcome.
Greetings,
Grass is always greener.
Greetings, Greeks from the future.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
Hail.
I just wish here in Arizona, I wish we could secede from the Chicago Mafia, but no luck there.
That would be too easy.
No, I mean we'd have to make Tucson its own separate country.
Why?
Because that's where the Chicago Mafia is based.
Really?
Yeah, they moved instead of the Bears.
Can you just nuke the place from orbit?
I've advocated that in the past.
Only way to be sure.
But don't you live there?
I don't live in Tucson, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's
Burn
nuke
it down.
Yeah.
But let's make them face the wrath of God.
The wrath of Khan.
Or at least take care of their precious bodily fluids.
Oh, Rod, before we secede, before we join anywhere, we should figure out where are the largest, going forward, looking at our resources, where are the largest toilet paper manufacturing plants located, and make sure that we have those within our domain.
Well,
there you go.
You certainly have the pulp industry cornered, so yeah.
I was just going to say,
BC,
yeah.
It's a natural efficiency to put those two together.
So,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay, gentlemen. May I explain myself?
Shoot.
No.
About something I said earlier. If you're a friend of Canadian Spider-Man and you see him on the street and he's not wearing his hood, consider him nude.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
we got that.
I wanted to know what the hell you were.
Yeah, because he's Canadian Spider-Man. He must at least be wearing his Spider-Man hood.
You should be wearing a
flannel-
Spider-Man too. Yeah.
His hood.
It's right there.
I apologize for my poor English.
It's right
He
there.
must be wearing his Spider-Man hood, a flannel shirt, and a lumberjack axe.
And a Spider-Man parka, right? So,
Yeah, I've got those.
I don't know about the parka.
yeah.
Hey, I've seen his videos.
Or a toque.
He usually wears his costume.
Yeah, I've got all those things. I've got the axe. I've got the costume.
And
I have
he's
almost
incredibly
melted the syrup.
fit. It actually fits him, and he looks like he could be Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
I am.
He's got
What do you
nothing,
mean? I
he's got
should
nothing to
be?
swing
He
on in
is.
Canada, though, is he? He's
I
got nothing
am.
to swing on in Canada. There's no tall buildings to swing from.
We have
And
trees
speaking
taller
of
than
tall
any
buildings, the Time Prophet, what if we just abandoned Television Center altogether? Just let it lie fallow, just, tumbleweeds rolling across the plain.
I haven't been able to watch TV for a year. My aerial fell off the roof.
No, but I
So-
mean philosophically.
They should just, destroy it, burn it. We
Good.
don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Well, what kind of sci-fi shows we would get if California and British Columbia succeed
Join
from
together.
yeah.
Probably some of the best ones.
Actually, all
Yeah.
the best sci-fi shows are in Canada now. You got Stargate,
Yeah.
Supernatural, everything.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah,
filmed in
but
Canada.
the-
We don't need
yes.
America. We just Canada.
Yes, but they are made. They're
We
made
don't
in
need
Toronto.
Hollywood. That's in Southern California.
Hey, excuse
If
me.
Northern California join BC, that could work.
And before
Yeah.
California joins anybody, they're going to need to secede from China.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
enough political talk. This
Hey,
is not
Hey,
talk radio.
don't forget just one thing. Most of the sci-fi shows are made in Toronto, completely different province.
And Vancouver.
Yeah, but they're only
Yeah, in
a day's
Vancouver.
drive
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's only
Smallville was
valid.
made in Vancouver.
Vancouver is only valid for Stargates.
I remember it was a big deal the first time
Well-
a general release film was filmed mainly in Vancouver. It was Runaway,
Runaway.
Run,
Starring Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons.
Run away.
There was a time travel one done in Vancouver as well.
Kiss?
Continue
It's
on.
not
Yeah, but that was the
Mo-
first one. They made a really big deal out of how this was filmed in Canada.
I think the Flash was filmed in Vancouver as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Flash sucks.
it does.
Dark
It does.
Angel, if
It
you
does.
Well, in
ever
fact, that's exactly how he keeps his
recall
job.
Dark Angel.
Incidentally, his that science building is actually the Vancouver P&E Coliseum.
Ted,
That is anybody
the old
who actually
Star
paid
Wars
attention.
nerd. I'd like to get your opinion on all of this. You've been respectfully quiet.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I've just been digging all the talk. I'm not that political. I don't keep up with it. I've always just been a big fan of Lex Luthor's plot for Superman 1. Just crack it at the fault line, push them off, start over.
Yeah, but
I like that.
how much British Columbia we were lost with that plan?
Shouldn't be any. Should just be most of California.
Well,
I think he's
the plates
probably
are
right.
shifting north. California is it's not moving out.
Yeah?
If I remember
that-
my studies,
Yeah.
it's actually moving north along the coast. So
Yeah.
that would really screw with Vancouver Island and Tofino.
Aren't they?
That might.
Okay, actually, yeah. I would probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Gentlemen, we have a mission. We must sunk California before it crashes Vancouver.
Yeah.
I think it's thinking itself.
Hopefully.
Arm the photons. Arm the photon torpedoes, man.
Somebody's
So-
abandoning
so-
California still, so
So in the to-do list, we have Nuke Tucson, sink California. What's next? Oh yeah. I forgot. Bring Peter Gabriel back to Genesis and kill Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
I like Phil Collins.
I like Phil Collins.
Just put
Some
him back
people
on
don't
the
like
drums.
Phil
He was
Collins.
good on the drums.
okay, I've now instituted a third rule
Uh-oh.
on my channel:
No Phil
no
Collins.
politics, no religion, and no Phil
Phil
Collins.
Collins.
What about
Period.
Phil, what
I
about
knew
Phil
that was
Collins?
coming.
End of story.
It's Phil Collins, all right.
Okay,
and
okay.
if you
No
talk about
Cecilia.
Phil Collins, I will boot you from the channel.
Okay, my apologies. I was not aware about the rules.
Okay. New topic. Alec
What are
Guinness
we
is
gonna-
the superior Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Say again.
Alec Guinness is the superior Obi-Wan.
He is.
Without
He
a
is. I
doubt.
agree.
I mean,
No,
he's got at this point. I mean, he's dead, but he had,
He's
you
dead,
know,
Jim.
at least twice the acting experience that Ewan McGregor has today.
Right.
Yeah, and Ewan McGregor isn't exactly trying to perfect his craft either.
I think he's a decent
How do you
actor.
mean?
He has some good shows, yeah.
He's caught up in all this woke shit in Hollywood. He's more interested in sucking dicks than in being a good actor.
Okay.
You have to do that- you have to do that to be an actor.
A lot
political
of good
stuff.
actors have done both.
Let's draw the
Alec
line.
Guinness is the best Charles the First.
sucking
I
dick
know
is
that
technic-
the you know, the politics and the pop culture do have a intersection. Let's just try and steer clear of that intersection.
Yeah, sucking dicks technically is politics.
And
In
acting,
Hollywood, it sure is. Yeah.
technically, you have to do that if you're acting. It depends on what film you're in, of course.
Okay, this isn't political. Do you think that Scarlett Johansson is more of an actress or a butt model?
Both.
She's more
I
like
think
a
she's-
fetish.
I think she's
I
more
think
of a
she's
butt
a
model.
pretty good actress.
I'd watch her
Meh.
all night long,
Why not both?
if you know what I mean.
She's pretty
I
good
mean-
as a voice of AI on that sheet.
She moves too far away from the standard model for a superheroine.
If you look at Iron Man 2, you know, you can really see the range, and you have to understand that her character was Black Widow way before the film from the comics. So I was kind of hoping Ted, the old Star Wars nerd, might be able to speak to that.
On Johanna. Yeah, I like her. She is an excellent butt model. I'll watch that all day long, just like you say. And it's just so funny to see that lawsuit coming out, and everybody, they can't decide whether to attack Scarlett Johansson for, she's
Well-
greedy now. Why does she want more money? She's getting $20 million. Why does she need more? You know, but then you got,
But she's
Disney
not
thing.
getting $20 million.
well, she got,
Gentlemen.
didn't she get like the base 20 million, and then she's haggling over,
Yeah.
That's
you know,
what was in her
bonuses?
contract.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let's not forget the original Black Widow was supposed to be Emily Blunt.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, except Emily Blunt couldn't carry the role like Scarlett Johansson has, because Scarlett Johansson is a better actress and she's better looking.
Yeah.
Who would look
I
better
have my
in a
doubts
suit?
on that.
Which
Not
is,
British.
let's face
You think
it,
Blunt-
what a femme fatale is supposed to be.
You think
She's
Blunt
got
is
the
better
talent
than
for it,
ScarJo? I don't know about that.
I was waiting for the origin story where she actually married somebody and then divorced them because she is a widow.
I think you might be thinking of the Adjustment Bureau.
Oh,
That's a
I don't,
great
uh,
movie.
I don't
I
have
love
any
that movie.
complaints
I like that movie.
about Scarlett Johansson's depiction of
If you-
portrayal of
I think
Black
Blunt would-
Widow of
Yeah.
Natasha, but I am always disappointed when they take a Slavic or Nordic character and cast somebody who is neither Slavic nor Nordic in the role. And this is
Yeah.
a Slavic character, and there are lots of Slavic actresses they could have chosen from.
Johansson, how much, more Scandinavian
Nordic.
do you want?
She's Nordic, but she's definitely not Slavic.
Okay,
Natasha
well,
is
we're still
absolutely a
talking
Slavic
a few
character.
hundred miles.
Yeah.
That would be
And
the
there is
same
crossover.
problem.
I'll give you, there
Yeah.
is absolutely crossover because, of course, Russia is from the Rus, who were Vikings. So
but it is called
I don't-
acting, though, isn't it? You're acting something that you're not. I mean, that's why it's called acting.
it's true. It's true. But
Yeah.
then when you're talking about a visual depiction, right? You want, from my perspective at least, you want the person playing the role to in some way look like the person they're playing. So for instance, you'd have to be insane to cast a black woman as Anne Boleyn.
I was just gonna say that.
They did that though.
A black lady is
And they
the
did.
Little Mermaid.
And that's why the BBC are fucking insane.
Well, that wasn't the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Channel 4.
It was
It was
Channel
down.
4.
It went down the toilet. The ratings hit the floor.
Well, yeah. Once people saw that they had made all of the Bolins black, they're like, "What the hell is this?" You know, I'd be interested to see if somebody could give me a number of how many people of at least 50% African heritage were in England at the time. I think
But
the number
Yvonne,
might be
this
in
is
2 digits.
this is exactly the complaints that are being lodged against Amazon with their, you know, Lord of the Rings series, which has yet to, you know, shoot a single frame as far as I know. But the cast has been announced.
What aggravates me about the diversity movement most of all is it suggests that no other culture exists besides what the left wants modern American culture to look like. Polish culture isn't allowed to exist. We have to put people into the Witcher series that don't reflect Polish lore at all. You know, you make Red Sonja, and you have to cast a woman who's half black in the role. You
Erase the
do
genders.
a historical drama about England, and you make Anne Boleyn. I mean, she's not part black. She is an African, basically.
We've never had a black queen in England.
Well, no,
Never.
no, never.
Yep.
Until Meghan.
Well,
Who nobody knew was
know,
black. Nobody knew she was black.
She's about as black as some other people who like to dine out on beef. Anyway, she likes to make a big deal out of how, it's all racism because they hate me. No, they hate you because you're a bitch.
Well, I'll tell you something. When
Are you talking about Michael Burnham?
Meghan Markle we're talking about, but she
when Meghan Markle came over, nobody in Britain knew she
God.
was black. Nobody knew she was black.
The royal. Yeah.
Doesn't look it at all. So how would you know unless you started saying people hate me because I'm black, which is what she did. I mean, that's just it. Who made the issue out of it? She did.
Phantom Boomer says, first saw ScarJo in the island, fell in love. Me too.
Is that the one from the 70s with Michael Caine?
No, Michael Caine.
Not a lot of people
It's
know that.
the one with Ewan McGregor and Woody Harrelson.
From the 90s, was it?
I'm not familiar with
Yeah, from the 90s. Really great movie considering it's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
Was there lots of explosions then?
No, it's just a
No,
really
there's
good
this-
science fiction film. Kind of reminiscent of if you took Logan's Run and mixed it with the Clonus horror.
I was going to say, is that the one that was basically a ripoff of the Clonus horror?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except
okay,
it was
yeah, okay, I heard
much
about that
higher
one.
budget, made more sense.
Yes.
And seeing, Ewan McGregor with the American accent who escaped from the facility talk to the donor Ewan McGregor with the Scotch accent, talk to each other. It was really fun.
I know the movie now. It's more like Logan's Run.
Yeah, I heard about that movie, and as soon as I heard about it, I go, oh no, they're not going to rehash that story.
It's actually a really good movie.
It makes me curious. There was at any time a crossover between
Sean
Michael
Bean.
Caine, Michael Caine and Christopher Walken. Did they ever had been in the same movie at the same time?
Not that I know of.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because I would have heard people imitating that movie. Andy Masterson says, I'm 2% African. Can I get an action role? Andy, I would cast you in an action role in a New York heartbeat.
I'm 50% Welsh. Maybe in Doctor Who.
Yes.
The Brits for Doctor Who only, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that
I've been a Whovian my whole life, and if they have an American doctor, it'll be worse than what's going on now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
They had an American doctor.
Yeah, the doctor needs to be a British man. Full stop.
It's always been British.
Who is the American doctor?
Peter Cushing.
He's English.
Yeah.
Peter Cushing's English.
The movie, but his doctor was made in America.
No, it was actually filmed in England.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was totally filmed.
It's still
in
American
England.
production.
It
It
was
made in
a
England
British movie.
for Americans.
It was filmed in Pinewood
was made-
Studios.
Yeah.
But was made
Yeah.
for the Americans.
No American
Technically-
doctors.
Technically, he's an American doctor.
It was filmed in
And-
England with all
Peter
English accents.
Cushing is one of the
It
Sir
was
Peter
made for
Cushing, one of the most acclaimed
shit.
British actors of all time. Filmed in England, all of it. Sorry,
Even Superman was filmed in
Great
England.
being called American.
Superman was filmed in Pinewood Studios. All the special effects shots.
It's
Most
still an
American
which
American
was a
movie.
groundbreaking movie. And every time they make a new Superman movie, I want to see the Christopher Reeve movies more.
I
Say,
thought
Kurt,
Brandon
have-
Routh was more like Christopher Reeve than any other Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would make an exception for David Hewlett if he could do a passable British accent.
David Hewlett loves science fiction. He actually breathes it. He loves it. And he was in Dark Matter as well as Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah. Yep.
Incidentally, Cardinal, have you seen Superman the 3-hour cut?
If I did, it was years ago.
Okay, because actually it's I just picked it up off Amazon, and it was a joy to watch. 3 hours long.
Is that
and,
Superman 1?
Yep.
Are you sure that's not a recent made it cut? Because
What it is?
you made
What it is?
made both.
it's-
You made both movies together. Made Superman 1 and 2 in one single movie.
Yeah,
I
know,
don't think
but,
that's true.
It is true.
Uh,
I watched,
yeah.
I watched
It
the
is.
documentary
It
on it
is.
recently. Yeah,
They
is,
filmed
but
them
they
at the
kind of-
same time.
back to back.
yeah,
Yeah,
but they kind of
Yeah,
gave
but-
Richard
I
Donner.
thought the first
Donner
movie to do that was Back to the Future 1 and 2.
Yeah, but they
No,
cut
you
Richard
mean
Donner.
2 and 3. 2 and 3, not 1 and 2.
2 and 3, right.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
They cut
but no, the version I have it says on the back too. When Superman was aired for television, they collected all the extra footage and made it into a two night special event. So it collected
Made for
collectively.
television
Yeah,
Yep.
here
with Christopher
Like-
Reeve.
here I will.
They,
I
they
have
did a
this thing
special
written-
edit for TV with all the deleted scenes and
Oh,
stuff.
an edit. Okay, it
Yeah,
wasn't like
special.
made for TV.
No, it was edited
Oh, here-
special for TV. Kind of like when they first did Star Trek on TV, and they put a bunch of the episodes into Star Trek Wrath of Khan for TV.
Well, I'll read it here. It says decades before Blockbuster.
Just turn your
extended cuts
camera
were
on,
common.
Rod. Just let's take a look at it.
Oh, okay.
Because nobody realizes how much more handsome you are than your avatar. See?
Thanks. Trying to get the lighting.
Yeah, it's
The
harder.
other way. You always have to go the opposite direction. From what,
hard.
there you go. Hold it up to your chest. That was perfect. Hold it right against your chest. And then, there you go. That's
There
it.
you go.
Okay.
Nice.
Interesting.
The movie.
Yeah,
And
there's
then-
2 cuts on here.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says here on the back. It says decades before blockbuster extended cuts were common, Superman proved a true man of tomorrow. Superman the movie received an ahead of its time makeover for television. Television premiere, nearly 40 more minutes of story, creating a 2-night television event. Audiences have already been swept off their feet by Christopher Reeve's last son of Krypton, and now there was a more to enjoy. Unseen in decades, this version paired here with Richard Donner's definitive version of the film, the special edition director cut, 2000, to create a supersized celebration of Metropolis's favorite son that preserves the director's intent while feeding superfan demands.
Very cool.
All right.
Yeah, I highly
Gentlemen.
recommend anybody pick it up.
Gentlemen, you would like to listen something funny? I am officially a dead man walking because I am on the streets. I was supposed to buy groceries for my wife, and the damn shop's closed. I'm going back home, and she's gonna kill me.
Going
To
in
face
handed.
the wrath of mom.
You better find some
Yeah.
flowers.
Wow.
That's from Dr. Detroit. I can't take credit for that.
That's not good.
Anyway, I am about to die.
We'll start a
Okay.
GoFundMe campaign for you. You'll have a really
Alright.
nice headstone.
Are you
It'll
saying
be,
your phone's about to die?
No, I say my wife's about to
When
kill
you
me
get
because
home, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Okay. All
well,
right.
my connection's about to die anyway because I enter my building and between the place where I am now and the 13th floor, my connection will just go off.
Okay.
So there I go for the elevator. See you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
If he's alive.
Yeah, he should have brought takeout food or something. You don't show up empty-handed, for Christ's sake. Holy
That's
yeah,
true.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
If you want to, stay off the couch. Phantom Boomer says the Three Musketeers and the Four Musketeers were shot as one movie, released as two. In my humble opinion, the best 1974 version. Oliver Reed, Raquel Welch, Richard Chamberlain, Michael York, Christopher Lee. That sounds like damn good entertainment.
That's
It
a hell of
was.
a cast.
Entertainment.
I love the movies. I've seen them many times. And Roy Kinnear died in one of them. He fell off a donkey in Spain.
Wow.
Oh God!
It's
Well, she
shocking.
can't kill you on. I mean, you're on live TV.
First time off road, and that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, what's she gonna do with all of us watching?
I don't know.
Somebody suggested live at the Love Shack that you should have picked up takeout food on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really cold outside, and I don't want to walk.
It's really cold.
Really?
You in
You will
Australia?
think it's funny, but no, it's not. That's not Australia. That's Brazil.
Brazil. Okay.
Are you in
I'm about to
Australia?
die. No, I am in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
Southern
Brazil, that's
Hemisphere.
cold.
It's winter there.
Nice.
What do you call Brazil nuts in Brazil?
Nuts.
Nuts.
That was bleeding hilarious.
What do you call English pubs in England?
We don't. They've all shut down.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they've
empty.
yeah.
Yes, most of them are empty actually at the moment.
Okay, so question for the panel. I'm gonna put everyone on the spot, starting with Ted, the old Star Wars nerd. Favorite takeout food?
Favorite takeout food? I'd have to go with pizza. Pepperoni pizza is always my favorite go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to get a little bit fancier, I'd go for Mexican.
Well, you just have to pick one.
Okay,
Because
Mexican.
after you pick yours, nobody else can pick that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hail,
Enchiladas.
Captain Trek.
Hey, Captain Trek.
Hello.
Greetings.
Thank you.
Since Mexican
Hello,
Iron Man
James.
didn't hear ya.
So,
Hey, James. Captain Trek.
which is your favorite takeout food?
Enchiladas, Mexican food.
Mexican food. Okay.
There we go with
So let's move on to the Time Prophet. Favorite takeout food?
Fish and chips.
Fair enough. Yvonne. Favorite takeout food?
Thai food.
Oh, nice choice.
Yeah.
Canadian Spider-Man. Favorite takeout food?
Sushi. Yeah, definitely sushi.
Okay. Mr. Rod Thunderheart.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Five Guys burgers and fries.
Okay.
Although
Live at the Love Shack. Favorite takeout food?
Pizza.
And Captain Trek. Favorite takeout food?
Is there anything left?
Didn't what's his name say that pizza first?
Okay, barbecue would be
No, he retracted that answer.
Yeah, barbecue's a good choice.
barbecue.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Anything barbecue.
Andy
Tasty
Masterson
masterpiece.
says Philly cheesesteak.
Mhm.
That's a good choice.
He has the advantage of being near Philly. Anywhere away from Philly, you can't get a decent.
That's a very good
No.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain Trek, while we've got you here, what are your thoughts on the entire ScarJo Disney lawsuit situation?
You really don't want to know.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Okay, I think that I think she's being ridiculous.
Hmm.
First of all, she's suing for $50 million. If she was getting a 1% cut of ticket sales, that would need to be a $5 billion movie. I don't know of any $5 billion movies that are out, particularly not in
Was that
this
what
time.
was in her contract
Yeah, 1%
of the back end?
over and above what she's already been paid.
It's appropriate. She should get the back end.
But
She's a woman. What did you expect?
I
But-
get
Oh,
what
she's
you
a butt
said
model.
I can understand.
That's true.
I can understand if there was a contractual, thing going on that she would get 1% of the ticket sales. I get it. I also get that because it was released on Disney Plus and theaters, that there would be some, there would need to be some negotiation. But $50 million, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Now, this is the first I've heard of the 1% off the back end of the gross. Typically, stars will go for 5 or 10 or 20% in the case of Arnold Schwarzenegger for Twins. He took either very little or no salary up front and got $20 million off the back end.
Right.
And that was the beginning of actors doing that.
May I give my answer for her if I was Disney?
No, because I'm asking Captain Trek right now. Although I do groove with low spec Linux laptop. No one said Chinese, but anyway.
I mean, authentic Chinese, yes, but not the American junk.
Right. Yeah. But her lawsuit is for breach of contract because Disney and Marvel both promised in writing in the contract that she would have a quote wide release, or Black Widow would. And I guess the question is, can they do a wide release yet? In the sense of, when the contract was signed in 2017? Or is the move to Disney Plus just an absolute violation of the contract?
Knowing people that have worked for Disney, I can say they have, complicated contracts, to say the very least.
Mm-hmm.
So they can have you sign anything, and you're not knowing what you're signing.
Well, that's what agents are for, right?
Yeah.
Representation.
Yes, but understand how Disney works. They've bought off all the agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still have a lawyer go through your contract and read all the fine
Disney
print.
owns all the
That's what
lawyers.
entertainment lawyers do.
Mhm. There was no
So-
Disney Plus back then.
True.
Right. That's
Yeah,
the whole
when
point.
the contract was made. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
just go-
Cap, is that the extent of your thoughts?
I think that a lot's being said, and we don't know all the facts.
Well,
there's a lot about the suit that doesn't make
I'd agree
sense.
with that. Yeah.
There's a lot about it that doesn't make sense, but honestly, anything that helps it accelerate the bankruptcy of Disney Corporation is okay with me.
On your dreams.
No, I'd agree with that.
They will never go bankrupt.
A
yeah.
Mickey Mouse contract.
There's,
That's
somebody on
funny.
Friday Night Frolics chat was talking about this, and they had gone over the financials and asserted that Disney was losing $4.5 billion a month.
That must have been Tom.
I think
No.
I've heard that too. Actually.
Tom wasn't on Friday.
And that was somebody who was in the chat, not on the panel.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
So we can't
Well-
say for sure.
No.
Well, last time I checked, there was a guy able to bankrupt 3 casinos, and he's still on business.
Oof.
So don't count on that.
It's called bankruptcy protection for a reason.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
March 47 says, you ask for more than what you really want. You could also potentially get 3 times damages if it's egregious and deliberate wrongdoing, which is one of the reasons why I brought up the idea that it might have been sort of a hand-in-glove operation. March 47 says, her lawyers/agents should have had it specified. Streaming of one kind or another has been around for 20 years.
True,
And
but
the
nobody
Time
thought.
Prophet
I bet
says,
they,
I didn't know they did fish and chips in America.
I bet they don't even know what stream was
Not
back
very well.
there.
Oh, they knew what streaming was, but nobody expected a major motion picture to be released instantly onto streaming. This was
That's right.
This was
At the
done
same
at a
time as it was in theaters.
right. This was done at a
Mhm.
time when streaming was mainly, old time movies,
Netflix.
Yeah,
TV shows. Yeah.
When streaming was supposed to be a kind of sorcery.
Live at the Love Shack, you might want to put up your avatar if you're airing your laundry.
Okay, just for you.
Fries and all. There we
They'll
go.
be upset if her lingerie gets displayed across the internet.
I'm just saying, There's déclassé and there's déclassé.
Well, there was this Canadian politician who was actually getting dressed during a Zoom meeting, and he didn't realize his camera was on.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Well, taking consideration it's supposed to be dead right now.
I chose poorly, I guess, when I picked my webcam because they had some that had privacy clasps, where you just turn it down and it would cover the lens.
Mm-hmm.
I always just use masking tape.
Is that a
Doesn't
new
the glue get stuck
microphone?
on the lens? Doesn't the glue get stuck on the lens with masking tape?
Yeah, there you go. Ted's got the idea. I used to put masking tape very lightly over the cover of the cam on my old MacBook Pro, and that worked fine because it didn't, it was recessed. It didn't, leave any sticky marks. But then again, they've been able to listen to us through the cable box for 30 fucking years.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I've even double checked it with like the cable guy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they've been doing that forever." And it was a China thing too.
You could always listen to phone, even when phones were on the hook back in the day. You could,
sure,
if you knew what you were doing, you could turn those on.
And even televisions could be a primitive microphone and a primitive camera. Enough that you could still surveil, what was going on as long as it was off. Which I'm not sure how they did that, but they've got, let's face it, much more advanced surveillance system these days.
Yeah, you can't hide.
Yeah, they don't even need to use your old TV. Come on.
No, I have one, but I've been considering, taking it to Goodwill or giving it away or something.
Yeah, my laptop is not complete without the Post-it note over the camera. So
exactly, yeah, that's my point exactly.
I think new laptops now you've got a little cover which you can slide over, can't you?
Oh, right.
I don't know if I trust those, actually.
Well, I'm not doing anything that interesting. If they want to watch, go for it. They can learn my spaghetti recipe.
I always rob banks when I don't carry my laptop.
Yeah.
I don't bring my laptop to the chip shops.
I'll try again.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad.
Takes one to know one, right?
Oh, why bother all this spy thing? People do it voluntarily these days.
You have to remember, I live in Kansas. I'm surrounded by states on every side that have either medical and or recreational. But here, it's a felony.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I saw Kansas, there was a flying house.
Say again?
Last time I saw Kansas, there was a flying house and a witch.
Oh, yeah. We never hear those jokes at all.
Never.
I don't know.
Actually, like 20 years ago, the state made the brilliant decision to put Land of Oz, like AHSSS, on the fucking license plates.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, please. Like, we don't get enough of this,
Is there a lot of sex going on?
Wait a
I don't
minute.
think we're in Kansas anymore,
Wait a minute.
So sick to death of all that stuff.
Well, I still remember.
Click your heels 3 times and go home.
Cardinal, did they finally approve the budget for that yellow brick road?
They were lucky they passed the budget for light rail in Kansas City. That was a project that they were trying to get going for 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Was it really filmed in Kansas?
No, none of it was filmed in Kansas. It was all in California.
No, you have to go back to why the original story was written that way. The original story was a political satire, and the issue at hand was bimetallism. That is to say, whether Americans should be allowed to use silver coins in addition to gold coins as legal tender. And in the original story, they were not ruby slippers; they were silver slippers, because the minting of silver was an issue, especially in the farm states, was a popular issue.
I did not know that.
That's
And so
Kansas, because
the man behind their curtain was the Fed.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
And the other books he wrote were also all political satires, and they are all of their time. The Cowardly Lion is supposed to be William Jennings Bryan, by the way.
who was?
He was somebody who was a Democrat populist candidate, who kept campaigning as though he was going to run for president, but never actually ran. Hence, the Cowardly Lion.
Ah,
That's not the same. That's not the same guy from the Monkey trial.
Same guy.
Okay.
The one and only William Jennings Bryan. Yes.
I guess we're just not going to be able to get away from that rule. Are we?
Well, fortunately, we're talking about politics from so long ago that, everybody's looking at each other going, I wonder what this means.
Okay,
I
can
guess
we
Don't worry about it.
since
Cardinal?
then, the two parties have changed more or less.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Cardinal?
yeah.
Cardinal, can we make an amendment to that rule? If the politics is really, really old, we can talk about that.
Or we'll make a rule, no Wizard of Oz. I'd be okay with that.
That's a definitely good rule.
I'll tell you what, the
I actually like
flying
that
monkey scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, actually, me too.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And, they used to play Yellow Submarine every Thanksgiving on television, and the Blue Meanie scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid.
I can actually play that on guitar.
Well, in that case, I have good news for you. In the newest adaptation of Wizard of Oz, they changed the monkeys for baboons.
Well, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, that
Flying
won't be
baboon?
scary at all.
Oh,
Now, flying bonobos, that would be one thing.
With their big red butts.
I don't think the bonobos have the big
trying to
red
have
butts.
sex with each other all the time.
So is Kevin Smith going to play one of the baboons?
I hope so.
He's qualified.
Only if they let him cry.
Now, that's modern day politics, but somehow I don't mind.
Jay and Silent Bob are a one-note joke only stoners get. They're clown shoes.
Yeah.
I never liked that movie.
I'll be honest. I actually did see it. I even saw him when he came to Edmonton. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I especially enjoyed the fact that
I liked
he
Chasing
literally
Amy.
was-
I thought that was pretty good.
There were some amusing
literally
things.
was taking. He was poking fun at pop culture, though. He even
Yeah.
came right down to how much he looked, how much Silent Bob looked like Kevin Smith, and basically in jokes like that. But the problem,
Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Masterson.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Andy.
Hello.
Andy, hey, how you doing?
How you doing, man?
So far, so good.
You had a lot
I
of
get
work
the
to
feeling
do.
there's supposed to be some ... after that sentence.
Yeah.
I'd never call it a
Voodoo
classic,
dolls.
but Jay and Silent Bob was an amusing film. I enjoyed it. I got some laughs out of it, which I can't
I
say
did too.
about a lot of
right.
so-called comedy films. But the
What did
line
they
in
like
that film
about-
that sticks with me is Jay saying, "I hate how fake Hollywood is."
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. They're poking.
Ironic, isn't it?
Very ironic. That's why every
Yeah.
time there's one of these chats or a video somebody puts up, I post the comment, "I hate how fake Kevin Smith is."
Yeah.
Low spec Linux laptop says Dark Side of the Moon as soundtrack to Wizard of Oz is uncanny. The song Money starts when it switches to color, etc. I've never actually tried that.
Yep. Go look up the Dark Side of Oz.
Neither am I.
What, on YouTube?
Yeah,
It's all synced up.
I think somebody's done it. Yeah.
I don't need anything to mess with my Dark Side of the Moon. Thanks.
Yeah. It's a pretty solid album.
Oh my God, yes. That's what they call a headphone album.
Except for the alarm clocks.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I agreed.
Too many alarm clocks.
I should set that up for an alarm sound on my phone. Like have that bing ding bong.
Well, actually, when my phone goes off, it plays the hailing tone in Star Trek really loudly.
Are you kidding?
I was in a band called the Overmen, and the guitarist, just during a rehearsal that I happened to be recording, started playing his country and western version of that song, Money, Get Away, Get Along. It was a lot funnier when he did it.
My son's ringtone is the
we would hope
Imperial
so.
March. So when he calls my phone, I get the Imperial March. My daughter, when she calls, she gets Beauty and the Beast.
Nice.
You know, I think ringtones are a cool idea, but I don't hear very well, so I just use like the classic phone ring, because at first I thought nobody else used it. Now it turns out everybody uses it.
You don't hear very well? Really?
No, I have really poor hearing.
Well, he's a musician.
I played punk rock hardcore drums for 8 years before I discovered earplugs.
Yeah.
Nobody
So,
saw
that stuff back then.
I've got tinnitus, you know, not so bad these days, but it can, like when I wake up, sometimes it's cicadas versus crickets, you know.
I've been to Iron Maiden concerts.
Well, we know who else got tinnitus.
And actually, my hearing is
Roger Daltrey.
Yeah.
William
Phil
Shatner.
Collins.
Shatner, yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks,
Somebody
thanks to
mentioned Phil Collins.
Thanks to explosion on set.
Yeah. No way. For TJ Hooker, maybe. Not only Star Trek, but TJ Hooker, possibly.
I know a guy who's a really great bass player. I've never played with him, but he's like one of the really great musicians in town that I've never played with. And he was in a band with a guitar player, and he was, you know, reaching down to get his bass, and he was right next to the guitar amp, and I guess the guitarist thought it would be funny to shock him. He didn't realize how loud his guitar was set, and he like struck a chord, and he blew that eardrum right out. He can't hear from that ear at all.
Wow.
We
do it hurt.
We
Young
lobbied.
folks, stay away from the mains at concerts.
To have the processional at our graduation be brain damage, but the brothers who ran the school didn't go for it.
The brothers.
Yes,
A
the
Catholic
brothers.
school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went 3 or 4 years to a Catholic high school. Fortunately, I'm not Catholic, so I didn't have to put up with half of their shit.
I like Anti-Derivative Jill. It says, my ringtone right now is the Red Dwarf theme. I could go for that.
Nice.
Mine is Johnny's theme, the Tonight Show theme.
And that
The big
reminds
band
me,
version.
I went to a
Nice.
KU basketball game with a Red Dwarf t-shirt on it, and on the back it said, let's get out there and swat it. And the woman behind me tapped me on the shoulder and asked, what does that mean? Let's get out there and twat it? And
Well, actually, it's based on another word, but which we don't usually say in polite circles in Britain.
yeah.
Yeah.
I said something like that, and then turned back around and kept watching the basketball game. I just had forgotten that it said that on the back. It's from the episode where the monster sucks like your dominant emotion or whatever out of you, and it made Lister courageous, and he didn't have any fear, so he just wanted to go after it with guns blazing. Let's get out there and what it. It was a really cool shirt, but probably a bad choice to wear to a huge basketball game.
Yeah, when you're the parent, like walking around and the little kid says to you, "Mommy, what does twat mean?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The American Time. No. The Wonderful Association of Tigers. That wouldn't make any sense, but
Unless you were a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
well, but there aren't really any in America.
Aren't there? What about zoos?
In any of the Americas.
Yeah, Mike Tyson had to sell his tigers.
Did he?
Did he?
Right.
He went broke, you know.
Oh, I thought it was because it was against the law to own
I don't
tigers.
know. Not if you're rich enough.
Mike Tyson went broke?
Oh, I'm sure he's declared
Taxes.
bankrupt.
Yeah, I think so.
Did he start fighting again because he was broke?
I don't know.
No, I think he just made a bunch of celebrity appearances.
I'm sure, like all those hangers-on, whenever you get money, you get friends out of the woodwork. They're like,
yeah. Plus, when you bite a guy's ear off, I'm sure there's going to be,
Some
hell to
legal-
pay.
Did you see
so to
that
speak.
commercial he did where he returned the ear to Evander Holyfield?
No.
He did a commercial. He knocked on Evander Holyfield's door. Evander opened it up, and Mike Tyson says, "Oh, I'm sorry," and gives him his ear back.
Oh, that's
What was
funny.
that a commercial for?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's hilarious.
a hearing aid.
Was it
Wow.
was it his actual ear?
No,
Or
no, I'm sure.
okay.
It was just a joke, but still, it's pretty damn funny for both.
It's pretty
both
damn
of them
funny.
to do it like that.
Yeah.
Wonder how
Good
much
on
they got
both
paid.
of them for
Yeah.
agreeing to do it. I
Well,
can't
listen,
imagine
Cardinal,
what the product was, like Doritos,
Yeah, I forget.
By the way, here's your ear back.
Ladies,
I gotta get going, Cardinal.
Okay.
I gotta bounce out. It's been a great time. I've really enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Ted, can you plug your channel before you go?
Sure. Look me up. I'm Old Star Wars Nerd. Don't Google Ted the Old Star Wars Nerd. You won't find it. But yeah, Old Star Wars Nerd. I don't have a link right offhand.
Putting out some good content recently.
I'm trying to find something to do. It's it's kind of hard. You get discouraged after a while. Things don't happen. Then things take off for a while. It's just fighting the YouTube algorithm.
Oh man, I hear you, brother.
But
Yeah.
it's been lots of fun. I really enjoy it.
Is that
enjoy
it?
And that's it right there, I believe. And look me up there doing fan film reviews, news, whatever I can think of, whatever looks fun and funny and keeps me occupied and out of trouble.
Well, it was wonderful having you here, and I do want to ask people to please subscribe to the Old Star Wars Nerd. It's a great channel, great content. I love what you do, Ted.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to invite me on your channel.
If I ever do live streams, you'll be my first one. How about that?
Right on, brother.
I'm thinking
Right
about
on.
it. Live streams. I don't know. I don't know if I can get the hang of this, but maybe you can show me one day.
It's just as easy as turning on your camera and your mic and turning off your speakers, putting your headphones on.
Yeah.
Ain't no thing.
It really isn't complicated.
But thanks very much
Yeah.
for having me. I really appreciate it.
You bet,
Really
man.
appreciate it. And everybody,
Hope
y'all
to see you
y'all
next
take care.
week.
Thanks
See ya.
again.
Yep.
Bye.
You bet.
See ya.
Later. Bye.
I have to find a relatively reasonable pair of headphones. My son's got his gaming headphones.
Say again?
I have to find a relatively reasonable pair of headphones.
And you're not wearing earbuds either.
Nope.
So, how do you do that?
It's just my new laptop.
Directional head is a directional microphone which only picks it up from the front and doesn't pick up the speakers on the side.
All right.
Well, on
is your microphone in front of the speakers then?
I guess it's right up here by my camera.
Oh, it's just the one on the laptop.
Yeah.
Well, it must be a nice laptop.
It's Dell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look good, sound good, no problems, no echo.
My other one died about 2 months ago, and I was trying to do more video for the Tai Chi studio, and I needed something with more memory. So I have a buddy of mine who's a network administrator and does all kinds of computer and IT stuff. So he looked around and said, here, this one should be good for you. So far it's worked.
Yeah.
I just have
laptops seem to be a good choice these days because, as everyone is aware, getting a GPU is nigh on to impossible. Although I'm very, very happy to have this one.
Can't really. Ooh.
Is it in yet?
That's what she said.
Stole the words out of my mouth.
Well, I am pretty fast.
That's what she
That's
said.
what I've heard. So yeah, this is a GeForce RTX 3070 Ti OC gaming OC 8 gig.
Did we just jump into another one of Cardinal's unboxing
videos? Yeah,
we sure did.
No, I'm just really happy to have an actual video card.
I used to have a gigabyte motherboard once.
Oh, cool.
A long time ago.
Put
wow, that's an evil eye.
The old
there.
one on eBay. Anywho.
So it looks like I
Phantom
have a lot
Boomer
of,
says very high-end video cards were just outlawed in California, Oregon, and a few other states. I did not know that.
Yeah, they draw too much power.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they.
Not green energy efficient?
Correct.
No playing games in California then?
Unless you're a politician.
Yes.
Exactly.
Evidently, he missed the third rule. Or the second rule, anyway. But not a joke.
He might have been an old politician. In which case,
So, the black market for them must be booming then. No, not really, because nobody can find one. The reason that I got the one that I just showed is my friend Jeremy, who built my computer, got interested in crypto mining. Not Bitcoin, but some other thing. And he decided to build a second rig, and he bought that video card, and they had disabled it for or at least hampered it for crypto mining. So I got to buy it open box, and I got to, because I'm always poverty stricken and broke, I got to play now, pay later. Which reminds me,
perfect.
Since the Stream Elements bot is here, but the Stream Elements tip jar is not,
What did they miss about strippers?
If anyone should like to tip me, if you enjoy the content, if you'd like to send me $1 or buy me a coffee or a Humvee, anything in between, whatever, that's my personal PayPal link. It's 100% secure. I don't get any of your credit card information, etc., etc. So if you like what I do, I don't have one of those things at the top that you can donate to. For some reason it's hooked up but it doesn't work. So that's my tip jar.
In Britain, a buck is a rabbit. So if you get a rabbit in the post, you know where it came from.
Now, can you say that again? Because I didn't catch the beginning of your sentence.
In Britain, a buck is a male rabbit.
A book?
A buck.
A buck?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, in the United States, a buck is a male rabbit, deer, mule. No, not a mule. But yeah, it's same here. So, if you want to send me a rabbit, you can't do it through PayPal. And certainly not across the international date line.
Do it by Amazon.
I suppose I could get a rabbit through Amazon, but I really wouldn't want to put it through that. Although, I guess pet shops have to get them somehow. They must get them shipped, Especially those really furry, really pretty New Zealand rabbits. I don't remember what they're called, but boy, they're cool looking.
Yeah.
Stu?
When I was married, my wife had 2 house rabbits, and they each had a cage. And then Deej said, "Don't be shipping this bunny."
Pink bunnies are the best ones to ship.
Put the bunny back in the box.
We had these 2 rabbits, and they were each in their cage. And then we would have bunny time and put, blankets and stuff all over the living room so they couldn't tear up the furniture, and let them out and let them exercise once a day for a couple hours. And it's a true thing of beauty. If you're an animal fan or you like animals, when you see a cat purring or a dog, wagging its tail, the analog for a rabbit is that it jumps up in the air and does like a half twist. And that means it's happy. And then if it lies down, if it lies down and just kind of sits there and kicks its legs out behind it, that means it's totally happy. It's not prepared for any panic situation.
Yeah.
That's a happy bunny. I miss those bunnies.
I believe I saw those on out of Thumper in Bambi from back when Disney was good. Pretty sure I've seen Thumper do those exact motions, if I recall. It's been a little while.
Yeah, those are real motions. And
fascinating.
It's just, to see happy rabbits, it's a lot of fun.
Because so far I was pretty sure that the proper way to pack a rabbit on the mail was by using a top hat.
Who's playing Doctor Who?
And we're not talking about Playboy bunnies here. That's a different animal altogether.
It
I'm
is.
not talking about Playboy bunnies. I'm talking about top hats and magic tricks.
Mm-hmm.
The proper way to send a rabbit through the mail is by top hat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Poof.
Yep.
That's true. Yep. I've seen that.
And let's see here. The Time Prophet has a new link.
I've also got a new domain, but I haven't got round to sending my page up yet.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've just got the Time Profit domain now, but unfortunately, I haven't got the website yet. Soon.
Does this mean that you will be leaving us in a few?
Yes, I have to go very soon. Yes.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Well, again, nice having you with us. And I hope that you'll be back next week.
Yes, I'll try to be back here next week. Yes. Bye all for now then.
Well, be careful with that domain stuff. Remember, Kang is coming.
What's coming?
Just catching up.
Kang.
Gangs?
Kang. Marvel Comics.
Kang the Conqueror.
What, Kang the Conqueror?
Oh, Kang. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
I've
coming.
not read
It's
the
a
comics.
really bad time to have a proper domain on the timeline.
Oh,
right.
I've got the domain, just not the web space yet.
And it's and all this, and we have Jodie Whittaker to fight him.
Oh, can you hang Jodie Whittaker from the light bulb?
Well, I am working on it. I'm working on a Jodie Whittaker Doctor action figure where she's going to be there with her mouth open. You know.
What about a Jodie Whittaker bathroom light? You can actually give it a good pull every time you walk into the bathroom.
He's hanging from the light. We can't say that.
No, that's. Oh, Jesus.
You'll get my channel deleted, man.
Oh, are you not allowed to hang Jodie Whittaker then?
He meant swinging from the lampshades with joy.
Yeah, I meant swinging. Yes, not hanging. Swinging.
Swinging, yeah. It's, English is his second language.
Just stop that.
Welsh is my first language. Anyway, bye all.
Take care.
Yeah, see you later, man.
See you later.
Bye, Time Prophet.
Bye.
And actually, I have some moving to do.
Yeah.
And it's only 82 degrees, and it's going to get a little cooler. And I got maybe an hour and a half of sleep before the show in 2 segments. So
nice, you took a nap. That's great.
Yeah, I was supposed to sleep, so it wasn't nice. It wasn't all that great. An hour and a half, like 2 45-minute, stints of sleep. So I'm going on yesterday's sleep and today's caffeine.
Oh.
Hey, hail Orville Nation.
Hello, PJ.
Hey, PJ, how are you?
Hey, man.
Peach.
So, Andy, have you made voodoo dolls before, sir?
Voodoo dolls, no. What people do with the action figures is their business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although I did send one to Az, and he swore that he was going to have some fun with his Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, Jesus.
His hot toy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hot and sticky.
I have the perfect response for the Scarlett Johansson situation. Honey, you are not Jack Nicholson.
Well,
which means?
Right.
Which means she doesn't get a cut on the box office.
There's got to be market
Well,
upside on Alex.
it's in her
Kurtzman's
contract, so apparently she does.
It doesn't include streaming.
Well, that's the thing. They painted themselves into a corner because they put that offer out there to the male stars, especially Robert Downey Jr., he got a big chunk of everything. So now it's going to be discriminatory if they don't offer it to the one female they had there who was so high profile.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a PR nightmare for Disney, which they fully deserve.
Oh,
And
What do you call what?
I remember reading that Scarlett Johansson is currently the highest paid actress in Hollywood. I mean, before
Look,
Black Widow.
Look at her bum. Of course she is.
look. What do you call a PR nightmare? Most people on Disney call Monday.
Called Monday.
But they have
just the usual business.
Yeah. Business
to worry
as
about.
usual.
Do you
Okay.
think
Who can I plug their channel first? How about Captain Trek?
Well, you can find me mornings. It's your Tuesday through Sunday, 6 a.m. Central. I do morning brew, and then I do random streams throughout the week.
And they are lots of fun. And we also sometimes see Captain Trek on other people's channels.
Like this one.
Exactly. Canadian Spider-Man. Plug away.
Yes, I've got my own YouTube channel, and I've just put on some new videos, actually. One of a cute panda bear, and then another one of a dust storm in India that you might find interesting. So I just put the link in the private chat. And they're short videos. I'm sort of, to be honest, Cardinal Sin, I'm taking a page from your notebook. The short 1 minute videos. Everyone has a minute. Everyone will watch your 1 minute videos, and so I'm keeping them short. So thank you for that bit of inspiration.
Yeah, and please, everyone, subscribe to Canadian Spider-Man.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you can't remember the address here at the bottom of the screen, you can probably just search on Canadian Spider-Man. No?
Yeah, I'm one of the few that come up, and you can find me on Twitter. I'm on there, Spider_Canadian. I'm only on there to support Doomcock, really. Twitter is a horrible wasteland, so
it is.
Yeah, that's it.
And don't get confused with Canuck Spider-Man.
No, that's definitely Canadian Spider-Man. So far, I'm the only one I've seen.
And speaking of Canadians, we have Rod Thunderheart. And this is
Robin Hood.
His
Rocket Robin Hood.
Connection to his book. If you would like to buy a copy, you can do so here. Correct, Rod?
Yes, absolutely. I'll get the biggest cut from it, too. You can buy it on Amazon as well, but I'll still get a cut from that, just not as healthy as I would from Friesen, which Friesen, I actually took literally almost the minimum. I think it was I'm only making like a dollar off each book I sell.
Mm-hmm. And those are soft cover?
Yeah. Yep, soft and hardcover, actually. And you can buy, and then, as a matter of fact, you can actually buy the ebook for 99 cents.
And if we want an autographed copy?
Sure, just contact me directly.
All right.
You can find me at See Through Love, See Through with just a U, See Through Love at on Twitter, which again, like Canadian Spider-Man just said, Twitter is a horrid wasteland, and I don't really like to be on there much.
I just get on there to invite people onto the show.
Yeah.
Then I'm off. I hate social media. He said on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I think you're not the other one that feels that way.
And Live at the Love Shack. Would you like to plug your channel?
Not yet. There's nothing to see there. I'm still working on that. But thank you.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, you can see me sometime later on Captain Track channel if I don't misbehave, of course.
And you're welcome on any time. You know that live.
I know, James. I just like to provoke you.
And Andy Masterson, plug away, sir.
I've got my Tai Chi channel, which I'm trying to populate with some videos for exercise towards pain relief, Qigong videos, and stuff that's related to that. I hope to soon have a little channel up for 1-6-figure customizing tutorials and cheap ways to get into the hobby that you can have some cool stuff at a fraction of the price.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully soon. I got to work on my diorama back there.
Oh, sweet.
Be here.
That'll be a background.
Do you mean that's not a green screen?
Just the basement. Just the basement.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I'm one of those basement dwellers.
Well,
in the summertime,
there are more space there on anything you can see on Canadian Spider-Man. There's a lot of room there.
Oh yeah, I've got a 3-bedroom place all to myself.
Well, I know where I'm moving.
Yeah, just me and Mary Jane. That's it.
That's right.
Canadian Mary Jane, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here is the link to Andy Masterson's channel. Please subscribe to Andy Masterson for many reasons. And enjoy as he spreads more channels out into the galaxy.
Hey, are you in any way, shape, or form related to Bat Masterson?
Nope.
We asked that last week.
Yeah, they were.
However, my great uncle was Wyatt Earp. So,
wow,
kind of in the same corral. Anyway,
there might be some connection very far back because, as I understand, Bat Masterson was of Irish descent, and my last name is actually Scottish. But there was a Sir David Masterson who was knighted and given a land grant to Ireland, where he moved to and married an Irish woman and had some sons and married Irish women who had sons and married Irish women. So, like, my DNA is mostly Irish.
Right.
Oh.
So,
check out the Mormons and see if they can do a little genealogy.
Oh, I got the Ancestry.com DNA and everything done, so.
Cool.
So it's pretty neat. It's interesting.
Right on. Did I miss anybody? Is everybody plugged and...
Yep, I think so.
Plugged and played? So. All right.
Yep.
Well, again, please subscribe to the Cardinal Sin channel. I'll put my own URL in here.
And is the Cardinal Sin not the Cardinal Saint?
No, that's a different guy.
I think he used to play for Ramones.
That's as easy as it gets. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below.
Do you still play drums?
Help get the word out on social media. And I look forward to doing it again next Sunday.
Awesome.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Right on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for y'all being here.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Yeah, see you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Yep.
It's Cardinal
Good night.